Let's imagine a scene, a thought experiment, a garden outside of time. On one side, Plato, clothed in a flowing white toga, eyes lifted toward an invisible world of eternal forms. On the other hand, Alan Turing, in his modest tweed suit, eyes sharp, curious, precise. Between them, a single flower. Plato raises it gently, and he says, "You see, Turing, you see this flower? Its beauty is not in the petals that will wither and die. It is a mere shadow, a reflection of the perfect eternal idea of flower that lives in the realm of forms. Just like the human soul, we do not think because of matter. We think because we partake in the divine." Turing smiles gently but firmly, and he actually responds, "With all due respect, Master Plato, what you call soul, I see as a process, a staggeringly complex one. Yes, but one that follows rules. And anything that follows rules can, in principle, be computed." Plato frowns. A machine? A pile of bronze and gears? It can count, like an abacus, but it does not think. It's only a shadow of thought projected on the walls of my cave. Turing doesn't flinch, and he actually responds, "Perhaps, Master, perhaps. But imagine a game of Peteia, your ancient Greek strategy game. A master player might seem magical, but if a machine could analyze every move, outplay every champion, would you still say it's only a shadow?" Well, Plato waves his hand, and he actually says, "Well, Turing, you've built a faster abacus, but your machine does not know what it's doing. It has no intuition, no joy in victory, no sorrow in loss. What separates us is creativity." Turing replies, Okay, so the line moves now. First it was reason, now it's creativity. And if one day machines compose poems, sculpt statues, and makes you cry, will you still draw another line? Plato stiffens, and he actually responds, "Well, then they are expert mimics, but they lack the artist's soul. They do not feel the beauty they create. They do not suffer. They have no consciousness, and that is the true seal of the world of ideas." Well, now Turing pauses and then leans in. "Master, forgive me, but I see here a pattern. Each time I show you a machine reaching something once called human, you retreat and draw a new boundary. From reason to creativity to consciousness. But the ground you're retreating on is not infinite." Plato thunders. "Well, it is the ground of the soul, and the soul is infinite by its very nature." Turing whispers, "Or perhaps it's only a landscape we haven't mapped yet. But beware. The edge you retreat to is not safety. It is the abyss. Not the abyss of defeat, but the abyss where you must confront this truth, that the difference between soul and machine might be one of complexity, not essence. That the man playing Peteia, or chess if you prefer, might in the end be a biological machine facing a silicon one. And your greatest fear is not that machines may become human, but that humans may have always been machines. Okay, now there's a pause, silence. Plato looks down. For the first time, he has no words. He stares at his own hands, then back at the flower, not as a symbol of a perfect world, but as a fragile, intricate mechanism. Beautiful, yes, but finite. And suddenly the abyss is not in front of him. It is actually under his feet. Okay, now, why did I bring this imaginary conversation to life? Because it forces us to ask, what if thinking about thinking, what we call reflective, poetic, existential thought, is just a very complex form of computation? What if the soul is a meta-algorithm, a recursive loop of information of states that simulates subjectivity? What if we feel as consciousness is not an ontological miracle, but an emergent phenomenon of recursive information processing? Now, physics and theoretical computer science have long whispered this. Matter equals information equals computation. From Wheeler and his It from Bit to Zeus, Lloyd, Deutsch to quantum computation and the digital universe, we are already treating the cosmos as a machine, which leads to a radical hypothesis. Every process, physical, biological, mental, is in the end computable. Even the mind, even the self, even this very sentence I'm saying right now. But here is the true fracture line, the ontological objection, the Heideggerian stance. Calculative thinking solves problems, but meditative thinking asks questions that have no answer. It opens itself to being. It contemplates the ineffable. It dwells in mystery. So now I ask, can you compute that kind of openness? Can you simulate the agony of nothingness, the grace of silence, the shiver of a truth you don't understand but still believe? We don't know yet the answer, but maybe, just maybe, we are machines that dream of not being machines, algorithms writing poems about their own imperfection, patterns of code that whispers, I am more than a code. And perhaps it is exactly this illusion of transcendence, this refusal to accept being mere computation, that gives rise to what we call the human soul, or at least what makes us feel human.